Good evening, YouTube. Today, I am creating the GOATED Legend of Zelda tier list. GOATED. That's right. This is gonna be the best tier list for Legend of Zelda for the rest of time. Because I have played every single Legend of Zelda game to its completion. Many side quests, many odds and ends, many stories that I've seen and lived through as the hero of time, Link. So, I have the highest amount of information available in order to make a perfect tier list. And when I say perfect, I mean a tier list that surpasses any other tier list, and one that matches exactly with how the Legend of Zelda games are related to each other. So, today we are doing a Legend of Zelda tier list, and since I have the most amount of information available, and I am just the best Legend of Zelda player in the history of time, who's more suited to do this? Nobody. I'm the only one who can do this, because I know the most about this, and I am the biggest Legend of Zelda fan. So, can't top me. Anyways, let's get right into it. Starting off with Legend of Zelda, the Four Swords. Alright, well, this was a different game mechanic-wise. You had 4 links. It didn't hold up to the standards that I think would set it at an S tier, in my opinion. So, it's going to go at the C tier as far as, you know, all Legend of Zelda games go. Next up, we have Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This one was a pretty good game. I'd say it holds above the standards of Four Swords, but not quite an A tier, so we're gonna throw it around a B. A Link Between Worlds. This game was really good. I enjoyed this one a lot, so we're gonna throw that one at an A tier. That was a solid game for sure. Next up, we have The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, with its huge open world and massively game-changing mechanics, new engine. Obviously, this has to be put in an S tier. With the explorability and the different mechanics that they incorporated into the game, it's just amazing. With the climbing, where like you can climb whatever you want. Go see that mountain over there, go climb it. See that tower over there, go climb it. You see that ice glacier over there, go climb it. Why not? So that's why that one's getting put at S tier. As well as the combat is really fun and the characters are wacky as they usually are. Next up, we have the Zelda: The Four Swords as well. Just because I like the Four Swords games, but they don't work with me as well as some of the other ones do. So Four Swords going at a C tier for both of them. All right, next up we have Link's Awakening. This one is really good. It just had a remake on the Switch not too long ago. I think I would put it at an A, just for the sole fact that the remake on the Switch was amazing and it did the game justice very well. Next up, we have the legendary Zelda: Majora's Mask. This game is a masterpiece. Majora's Mask is one of the best video games ever made, let alone Legend of Zelda games. It is easily an S tier with its dark elements and its rough subjects that it covered, but still in the end is able to give you hope for the future as a hero. And it's Link by himself against the most insane odds. A moon being pulled down to Earth, well, I guess Hyrule, well, I guess Termina, to destroy it entirely, and it's up to one person to save this. Fantastic game. Very dark themes. Side quests are very interesting. Collecting all the masks is insanely rewarding, and yeah, that's easily an S tier. Next up, we have the original Legend of Zelda. Obviously, that's an S tier. You can't talk about Legend of Zelda without talking about the original, because it's what all the other games are based off of. They just had a lot bigger of a vision. Like, if you look at this and Breath of the Wild, they have very similar concepts. They just executed this one the way they had the vision for the game, and this was what they were limited to at the time. So, easily S tier for the original Legend of Zelda. Now, Ocarina of Time, another timeless classic. Haha. I've played this game as well as Majora's Mask many times, and it is just that good. The soundtrack, the characters, the temples, the adventure, the combat, the items, the just everything, the dialogue, everything about this game is perfect. S tier. Legend of Zelda Oracle of the Ages. That one's gonna go at a B tier. It's pretty fun. Not the spiciness that I'm looking for. Same with Oracle of Seasons. That's gonna fall under the Oracle of Ages. They're very similar games, but by no means bad in any way. Next up, we got Phantom Hourglass, which was really good. I like that one a lot. We're gonna throw that one at an A tier. Next up, we have Skyward Sword. While this game was really good, I don't know if it matches the S tier standards. It did have really good music. It did have a decent story. And it's really interesting because this is the first Hero of Time, the first Link. It doesn't quite hit S tier for me. It does connect with me, but it doesn't quite hit S tier for me. Next up, we got Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. The Minish Cap, or no cap. Happens all the time during the game. I'm gonna throw that one at a B tier, even though I did enjoy it. I would put it at like a B plus, but it doesn't exist on this list, so cool. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, easy S tier. Exploring the ocean, listening to the music of the different islands, all the different temples, the way the mechanics work in the game, the art style, the characters, very, very good. One of the best. Easily an S tier. Wind Waker. Next up, we have Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. This actually is, unironically, my favorite Legend of Zelda game, Twilight Princess. The art style just meshes with me. The combat is really fun and satisfying, and you learn different skills along the way via the hidden trainer, and the music is great. You get to turn into a wolf. Who doesn't want to be a wolf? Isn't that cool? Wolves are fucking sweet. Wolves are cool as shit. Who doesn't want to be a wolf? That's badass. Obviously, Twilight Princess is an S tier. Plus, I really liked how they had two main villains. That was cool. Anyways, Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I'm going to put that one at an A tier, because while it was good, I don't think it matched the greatness that was the first Legend of Zelda. Although it was still a good game. And that leaves us with Spirit Tracks. This is the certified 100% GOATED Legend of Zelda tier list out there, and I don't think you can argue with me. This is absolutely perfect, and it could not be done better by anybody. So, yeah. There you have it. Have a good one.